Welcome to the HCS Charlotte Qualifier Grand Finals. We've got OpTic Gaming versus FaZe. OpTic Gaming coming out of the losers bracket. I can't do this alone. There's no shot that's ever happening. So alongside of me, I've got Tony. Tony, what do you feel about that game 5 we just watched in the reverse sweep from OpTic?
I mean, that was incredible. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wavered a bit. I thought there was a chance that G1 were gonna come out on top, if not a 3-0, maybe a 3-1. But I don't forgot who we're talking about. It's OpTic freaking Gaming. It's your world champions. It's your back-to-back LAN champions, and I should have known the reverse sweep was incoming. But now it's a different challenger ahead of us, because now you're going up against FaZe, and so far FaZe have gotten the best of OpTic multiple times in tournament play so far this preseason. Can they do it again? Just one series for FaZe. OpTic have to go back-to-back. Who's gonna be your champions, and who are we seeing taking the #1 seed at Charlotte?
That seeding is so very important. Going into Charlotte, it's all about every point you can get before that major. Game 1 is going to be strongholds on live fire, and they're hopping on board with Formal, the man himself.
Blade over shield, sniper rifle, heat wave. Don't forget about that repulsor and that drop wall. There's a sandbox that has to be controlled here on live fire, and both teams immediately going 3 down, fighting for it. Overshield about to come up right here, right now. An early lead for FaZe, but that probably won't matter much in the long haul. What will matter is this sniper rifle in the hands of Lucid.
What a great position by him as well. It's an unorthodox spot to sit, but he gets the kill and maintains tower control as well. But he's got to win this fight against World 2. He's the last player alive. As his entire team does spawn up, he's going to go down early, and that just means more time for OpTic.
Lucid trying to engage with Renegade. Return to sender. Renegade thought he got himself an easy stick, but Lucid was ready for it, and he's gonna hold on to that sniper rifle and this tower side control. Formal dealing with Frosty quick with that heat wave. OpTic already starting off with the early lead, the early setup, and FaZe, they're struggling just a bit here in the early game.
Yeah, you can definitely pin that on OpTic playing very, very solid Halo in terms of positioning, but also the fact, you know, we've got FaZe who are waiting in the grand finals for a long period of time, and I always make sure that you point that out because it takes a little bit to get back into the tourney type mindset. But regardless, they're keeping their own at the moment, 37-15. Lucid, though, once again with both power weapons in hand, really doing tons of damage, and OpTic really taking advantage of positioning here on the B side.
Another overshield coming up, but the rest of the members of OpTic Gaming that are alive were working on Bravo, so I wonder if the spawning players will get favorable spawns over towards that overshield. That's exactly what's happening. I think Formal might be able to snatch it away. APG gonna get into a very important battle with his former teammate in Royal 2, and Royal 2 had no idea that it wasn't a 1v1, it was a 1v2. Formal left by himself with that overshield. He's gonna be shredded. 3 down go FaZe, and the 4th one falls as well.
Yeah, that was a great trade by Renegade. He gets the kill so that it's a 1v1 situation. Both teams get their spawns on their respective sides, and we've got a reset here, but OpTic still maintain the lead, 53 seconds and counting to 29.
OpTic Gaming know how important this B side of the map is, so you're dedicating resources. You have 2 players on the green, 1 on the sandbag side of the map, and it looks like FaZe are going to overextend into A. 2 go down for each team, and APG deals with the former MVP of Frosty, and once again FaZe go 3 down, and once again OpTic add to their lead.
With that sniper being up, this is all but OpTic's, but unfortunately Trippy gets the kill on his teammate. It makes it a 3v3 situation, which could come back to bite him, but some massive damage on the snake bite and some damage and a kill onto Frosty as well. He's able to recover there, and 3 down for FaZe as OpTic continued to scrape away and continue to get time.
Trippy has been dying to show the world how good of a sniper he is, and he'll go as far as to nade and kill his teammates to make sure that he gets it in hand. But now the man 8-4 assists to go along with it. Trippy having an opportunity to hold on to the Bravo side here. The rest of his team pushing onto Charlie. FaZe try to adapt to that situation. Trippy, I'm sure to let your player teammate have that snipe because he ends up going down. APG gets it once again, and we saw what he can do with it before. Bang!
Killing spree.
Another kill potentially as well. 3 down once again for each side, but guess who comes out with the OS? It's gonna be Snakebite. And potentially forcing the spawns on the B side. He's gonna get C, but can he stay alive is the question. He's getting pinched by all 3 OpTic members, and he goes down.
And Roll 2 has his back as well. Snakebite goes down, but does the damage necessary. Roll 2 clears out the rest of the tower side of the map. Snatches up that sniper rifle. We saw OpTic ban it for quite some time, but nobody accounting for Formal. Formal gets the flank, steals away that sniper rifle. Snakebite being left on an island by himself. Eventually, FaZe lose their numbers, and OpTic Gaming gonna thrive, stealing away to Charlie's side. Also having Alpha a 137-41 lead for the green wall.
Yeah, FaZe have to start checking that bottom tower. That's the second time OpTic's gotten away with a player sitting down there.
Double kill.
But a triple kill on a Renegade. 19 and 10 out of this man thus far. He can't get the over, but he's done the damage needed. And now FaZe starting to put some time on the board.
Renegade is the main slayer. His team had 10 kills as a unit at one point, and he has 19. He almost doubled the slays of his entire team, single-handedly trying to will his team forward here as they hold on to the Bravo and Charlie side. Renegade still pushing forward. Nate should be able to finish off Lucid. I thought it would, actually. I think he did too. Changes targets, ends up going down, but luckily trades out his life. Can the rest of FaZe get back in the action here? I guess not, because that's a full squad wipe. OpTic moving in for the trip cap.
Yeah, trip cap is not what you want to see, so FaZe is good to get onto A as fast as possible. This could potentially be their second overshield in a row, but Snakebite's going to intelligently back off and play the angles here as Renegade gets behind everybody. 2 down for FaZe, but 3 down for OpTic. Lucid, the last man alive, trying to get the weapon to do it all. And he takes 1 down, but he's trying to find Snakebite, the last player, as they continue to get time here. 168-83.
Something needs to change here for FaZe. Something is not clicking here. Renegade is doing his thing, but they need a full coordinated effort. They need a full team effort to go at OpTic Gaming, and that's not what they're getting right now. Alpha does change hands. OpTic have done so well at playing through these dub casts before pushing in for the triple cap, and FaZe haven't found a way to break that perimeter player, and it's costing them. Once again, even when FaZe get that advantage, they immediately lose it. OpTic steal away the Bravo side. Roll 2 tries to push up. We see 2 members of FaZe trying to push Charlie. Can FaZe get these kills?
Yeah, man, and Renegade playing Octagon versus 3 Spartan bots the entire time, waiting for OpTic to get done with their match. Definitely playing like he's on fire at the moment, but like you said, he needs a team to rally around him as well. We're not seeing that just yet. As another reset comes out on the B, some more time once again for OpTic.
Killing spree.
Surpassing that 200-point mark in a killing spree for Trippy. Doing his best to put as much damage as he can into FaZe.
I don't know what you're talking about. Them bots be hard in the academy. They got strafes on them. They hit every shot. It's tough. 214 to 91 in favor of OpTic Gaming. FaZe trying to take over Charlie. Look at the long-range shot here from Frosty. Is going to take down one. Trippy's going to rat over toward his corner. He knows there's not much he can do in a 1v3 or 1v2, so he's going to wait just a bit for the right time, and sadly, that time will not come. FaZe steal away Bravo, but man, they are down. They have dug themselves a deep hole here, Tim.
Yeah, we've seen some incredible comebacks on live fire strongholds, and once again, Renegade's problem here is, like we talked about Renegade disliking online earlier, that's the second time he's looked away because he thought he had a kill and he doesn't get it. Hopefully that does not affect his mental very much, as he is right now the overall top slayer of this entire game.
FaZe were able to get a huge trip cap there. Eventually OpTic steal away Charlie, but They got to work on Alpha at the exact same time. And as I say that, that's exactly what they're doing. FaZe trying to command Charlie back here. The commando gets put to work immediately. Renegade shredding APG, but can't quite find the flying Trippy off the top rope with that heat wave. FaZe once again get the double cap here, but OpTic Gaming are already starting to gain space here.
Snipe in the hands of Formal.
Jeez.
Renegade's gonna get 2, I believe, with that spike. He's looking for the 3rd. He gets the 3rd as well. That's 3 down for OpTic, and now Sniper potentially in the hands of Frosty coming up here shortly. Renegade and Frosty on C side. Look at that. They both drop weapons for each other. Now they can continue to slay as OpTic spawn on B.
FaZe are starting to gain a bit of momentum here. OpTic Gaming were controlling this entire game, and I'm thinking there's no way possible they throw away this lead, but step by step, inch by inch, FaZe are trying to claw their way back into it. And with Frosty with that sniper rifle, if he can make a play, something can happen. Deals with 1, but you still have 2 more in front of you. APG ends up going down. Now goes after the MVP. Body shots him. Forward down. Go OpTic Gaming once again. FaZe find the frags they were looking for. Already playing onto the dub cap, working on a trip cap, and Frosty is working on OpTic's nerves.
Yeah, FaZe is really starting to heat up here. It's going to be a shot to the gut of OpTic if they get this game number 1, especially with the fact that OpTic has to win 2 best of 5s. But Frosty really starting to come into his own here. 16 and 15. Start off the game very negative, but playing with a lot of confidence. Maybe too much in that scenario, but he gets a lot of players weak, and they clean them all up. That's 3 down for OpTic Gaming once again.
Double melee kill out of Renegade. Snakebite gets his melee battle as well, and just like that, another trip cap for FaZe Clan. OpTic Gaming come off a spawn, are able to hop on that alpha side, but what happened to this lead? It's dwindling down to almost 0. OpTic Gaming desperately need a base, and it looks like they're gonna push right through the garage side, right through the sandbag side, and address Bravo. Snakebite just hopping around, trying to stay alive. Finally, they're able to deal with him. Renegade does come in, picks up the pieces, and OpTic find himself 3 down once again. Tim, what's happening here?
Just so much confidence. What's happening? Look at the top left of your screen. 34 kills and only 20 deaths. Renegade having a phenomenal game, and World 2 and Snakebite with double-digit assists as well, 13 and 14 respectively. And we're talking about a huge comeback as FaZe just surpassed 231 seconds of time. Can they win this game is the question. It will be a hit to the mental of OpTic right now.
But OpTic is trying to push up, and the Alpha and Charlie setup is coming in. Finally, OpTic are able to slow them down just a bit, and with that slowdown, it looks like they won't be turning back. Alpha ends up stopped just in time for Snakebite, but he's not gonna be able to do so. He goes down to 1 shot. Lucid has to get this kill. He's able to do it. The reset comes in, and oh my gosh, we almost saw one of the greatest comebacks here in the preseason, but OpTic are able to push forward, and that's gonna be game number 1. Whew.
Wow. What an incredible game number 1. I talked about it, man. I'm not lying to you. When you get into tournament play and then you have to wait in the grand finals, it really can affect you. And maybe that was a little bit of what happened there. Renegade looking on fire, though. Maybe played the entire time, but regardless, OpTic, they close it out when they need to the most. Lucid with a beautiful kill onto Snakebite. And now we go to a game 2. A game 2 that OpTic just won very convincingly versus G1, Tony. We're going to Slayer on Empyrean.
And now my question becomes, who's feeling better going into this game number 2? Because obviously OpTic Gaming won that game, but think about the comeback that FaZe had. Think about everything they left on the line. And now if I'm on FaZe's side, if I'm Raw 1, I'm just saying, hey, instead of starting off abysmal, let's start off like we did over toward the mid game. Let's start off like we did toward the 3rd quarter, because if they keep that energy all game long, FaZe are winning this series. Like, OpTic obviously won the game, but I feel like FaZe obviously have some momentum that just got built up right there. But now we're going into the Empyrean Slayer, and remind me, didn't we just see a team win a very important Empyrean Slayer match? I can't remember who it was. Give me a hint.
It starts with a G, and it ends with a 1.
Yeah. OpTic were able to beat out G1 in that elimination finals to make it here in the grand finals, and now they find themselves in another important Slayer game on this very same map. OpTic Gaming going up against FaZe, the #1 and the #2 seed, duking it out for the top seed to make it to Charlotte.
We're gonna see a little bit of what we saw in that game number 5, but I think the pace of the game will be a bit quicker. Pace will slow and will speed up at times. Unfortunately, World 2 is going to go down early there. A 5-3 lead so far for FaZe, but see the staggered isolated players right here on the side of FaZe. They play the snipe off the map. That's a good play. You definitely don't want to give the snipe to Lucid or anyone on this OpTic Gaming roster.
No resources are going to be changing hands easily. Even if that means playing it off the map, you're going to see them. What that means, wasting that ammo. They're going to make sure they value every single power weapon. There's plenty of them here on Empyrean, that pit remake. Frosty taking tons of damage here onto the sword side, but has plenty of help around him. Snakebite with an arm's length. Renegade watching his flank. FaZe are choosing to control the training side. As something tells when they get those kills, they should push up on the tower. Renegade gets the first kill onto Lucid. Formal ends up going down. It looks like that's exactly what Renegade is doing. He's taking space on the tower side of the map here on OpTic's base.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary if you watch Renegade's point of view. He's got a lot of confidence, and some with confidence as well as Snakebite with the double. Now, OpTic Gaming are going to be in a scenario where they've got to come off their spawn. And FaZe is going to push heavily here, but it's up to Snakebite to stay alive to create that pressure. And unfortunately, he does go down.
Snakebite currently 8-2 right now, outslaying the enemy team literally by himself. Snakebite absolutely going off. What do the kids say? You say he's him? That's what they say. Like Snakebite he's him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like let him cook. I don't know. There's so many new things I can't keep up. But here we go. The 1v1. Frosty versus Formal. Formal has no chance, but the melee comes through, and APG. That's a big trade for him. But still FaZe with the control of the map. It's going to be up to Lucid and Trippy to get control of these rockets. And they do just that. They get a very important initial kill, and the second one as well. That was huge. 2 down for FaZe.
Rocket's still being fought over here.
Double
Frosty's able to trade his life, hits himself a reversal double kill, but it's not enough. Renegade slides in, snatches up those rockets. I believe APG has the custom as well, so what's that battle? Who's gonna win it? Is it OpTic with the overshield? Is it FaZe with the rockets? Trippy gets the first kill. Formal gets a, oh, this is bad. Oh no, FaZe are on their back foot and OpTic are pushing forward.
They know how to play this though. It's up to World 2 to stay alive here. Look at the dance. Oh my goodness gracious. Renegade gets 1 as well. So again, that push and that spawn trap will be quelled, but you've got Lucid with a sniper in hand, and OpTic gets his own kill. The thing about FaZe is the individual skill on this team is so incredible that they're not going to stay in a spawn trap for very long because they're going to win those 1v1s. The thing is though, OpTic brought this game back within 1.
Lucid trying to find an avenue, trying to find the lane with the sniper rifle, and of course APG has one as well, so 2 snipers in the hands of OpTic Gaming right now. This game is close enough to be broken wide open here, and it might be on the backs of these snipers. Lucid hawking that training side, hawking that sword side. FaZe have continuously pushed up over toward the sword side time and time again on this map, so now you're seeing OpTic really focus their reticles, focus their attention on the left-hand portion of the map.
FaZe is very heavy on this sword side. It could come back to bite them as Frosty takes a ton of damage. The ability to stay alive is insane, but Trippy's gonna make an overextension here. He did it once before. He's got to be careful. The last time he tried this, he did go down. They can't give away any deaths, and once again, FaZe has done a great job of controlling the repulsor inside of that sword. They killed Trippy again, and now they have a 2-kill lead on the board, and that's huge in a game like Empyrean Slayer.
Looks like FaZe aren't able to play through it. They're still standing on their side of the map. In fact, it looks like OpTic are the ones who are aggressing forward just a bit. So despite not having the numbers, OpTic still feeling comfortable enough to push up. But APG on top of that tower, and it's so dangerous. FaZe cannot poke their heads. That must be the reason why they're not able to push up. But with these rockets coming up, something's gonna have to happen here. FaZe is gonna have to make a play with the same with the overshield. Renegade's gonna try to sneak in. He should be able to grab that overshield. OpTic have the rockets, so power weapon's gonna split between both of these teams.
Yeah, the split happens once again. You only have so many resources to work with. Renegade does get a kill there, but unfortunately his OS is gone and he does go down. And OpTic gonna get 2 trades again, but still FaZe is up by 3 kills. This is huge. Those are the kills they need, but as you can see, over and over again, FaZe is making sure to trade the kills, whether they die or not. They're getting the trades necessary to continue to keep this lead. When they stop doing that, that's when you have a little bit of a problem.
Should go down for FaZe as OpTic looks to take control, but Renegade seemingly coming out of nowhere, dealing with APG. Quick has 2 members on his tower side, so he's quickly gonna back out, pulls out of that engagement, but not able to stay alive. Renegade goes down. Snakebite does as well. OpTic have cleared out their base, still down by 2.
Both snipers up though. Renegade gonna have his, Trippy gonna have OpTic snipe. This will be a battle for the first pick, and you had mentioned earlier APG was on that tower, but I think these teams respect each other too much to go for that full push. Unless they have 2, like 3, maybe even 4 dead, they're not gonna try and go for that spawn trap just due to the respect that they have. Lucid gets a pistol kill right there, and now FaZe is only up by 1 kill from being up by 4. This is very good for OpTic to come back in this game, but another trade comes through. Renegade making this snipe work.
Snakebite and APG trading out kills here. The former teammates, the leading slayers now, but Trippy not able to stay alive with that sniper rifle. Renegade connects with a body shot. Lucid comes in with the close range specialty. That's gonna be the heat wave. Tied up now with 31 apiece. Lucid has to stay alive. He ends up getting up close and personal, goes right after Frosty, steals away that sniper rifle once again. All of OpTic Gaming are up. Nades left and right. Finally, Lucid goes down this phase.
Unfortunately, Lucid goes down, but he gives up the sniper and the heat wave. OpTic had their first lead there for just a second. Unfortunately, they did lose it, but I want to take a look at the top right of your screen. You can see the APG 11-5. He had a phenomenal game last game. He had a phenomenal game in the last game 5 when they played Empyrean, and he's doing it again here. This is what you need out of a player like APG, and I love the juggling of the weapons here. Get them out of green. Make sure you're solidified in keeping these and not taking any damage. FaZe is in control of the sandbox right now, and now they go for a push.
FaZe forced himself
Double kill.
to pull every power weapon here, the overshield, the rockets, and they immediately put it to work. A 40-34 lead out of nowhere, which once was back and forth action. Now you're seeing FaZe start to catch fire. Renegade still has that sniper rifle. OpTic has to deal with them, but FaZe are now 2 squad wipes away from coming out on top. Formal tries to catch an angle. He'll catch a bullet. Courtesy of Renegade there, beautifully played, and now OpTic already starting off 1 down, and Snakebite being a slippery snake indeed, waiting for anybody to try to extend and push forward on the runway side.
That was freaking disgusting by Renegade right there. I'm going up tons of notes here. Apparently my voice can get pretty high, but what a flick. And it's such a crucial one as well. 6 kills is the lead. Make that, it's still 6. Again, OpTic getting those trades, but these snipers coming up. The game could end with these snipers right here. On both ends of the spectrum, you have APG 11-7, Snakebite 16-10. Having phenomenal games on their respective teams. But it all matters. All that matters is how you close it out. How do you close out this game if you're FaZe? You're up by 6 kills.
Just a 6-kill game at the moment here, but FaZe only need 5 in order to tie up the series. You see Renegade over toward the bottom sword side. Both towers are manned here by FaZe, so this map control currently in favor of FaZe. Renegade is the first one to go down from Lucid, courtesy of Lucid. You have Trippy and Lucid trapped over to the sword side. I think FaZe need to recognize that, and they need to take advantage here, especially as Overshield is coming up. But it looks like FaZe are well positioned for the rockets.
Trippy and Lucid are in really good positions here. They have top and bottom of sword. The rockets are coming up in 2, like you said, so you see FaZe is triple stacking on the rockets to make sure. Look at them. They're all stacked on those rockets to make sure that they get them. No one in position to contest. And it's a smart play because rockets are what is gonna close out this game if you're FaZe. They've got every weapon in hand to make the closeout happen.
And here we go. Trippy allowed to push up with the overshield. 1 gets blamed and 2 go down. And just like that, Formal has that sniper rifle. Trippy takes down yet another one, bringing them within 2 kills. OpTic Gaming are not out of it just yet. The spawners are in, and they are trapped over toward the shoddy side of the map. There are 3 members here, and if OpTic can clean house, they can take the lead. Lucid on the training side. APG down to 1 shot, but has the help he's looking for. The first one goes down. They're going to trade out their lives here. Just like that, FaZe take the lead once again, but they're 3 down. Only 1 more player. Royal 2 needs to take 1 down, but his nade gets sent right back. 2 more kills for FaZe. Formal with the sniper rifle. Damage is in. Formal misses a critical shot. Only 1 more kill needed by FaZe. 2 members of OpTic now forced to back down. This match is going all the way down to the wire.
49 to 47, 37 seconds remaining. A huge trade by APG. Renegade with a sniper. He's poking towards green. He wants to make a play here. He's gonna go for the shot. He's got the flank. Throws the nade. He's gonna get the kill. Royal 2 cleans it up. FaZe are gonna tie the series 1-1.
Big plays coming out of FaZe. OpTic Gaming were almost able to claw their way in and almost able to steal that game number 2 away, and man, would have been incredible, but FaZe hold on. Just like that, we are tied up going into a swing game number 3 here in your grand finals. What are these stats telling you, Tim?
I gotta talk about something real quick. I mean, you had FaZe on the spawn trap. OpTic had them in a stranglehold. They could not get out. Royal 2 was on a beautiful flank from his spawn. From the opposite spawn, I'm sorry. He got around a little bit late. The timing wasn't there, but the big play was to get the trade. And then Matt Formal was just alone because the spawns came out on the snipe side. He couldn't get out in time. They get the kill onto him as well. And then Renegades just got that confidence. You're gonna see it right here. They finally get that spawn trap. It's a little bit later than, or it's a little bit earlier than this, but they get that spawn trap, and look at the confidence out of Renegade. This is so beautiful, right? He gets all the information he needs. He pushes aggressively, and he knows he has a team behind him to clean up any damage he does.
It was well played by both Renegade and Royal 2 to finish off that final kill, because you know OpTic weren't going to make it easy. But that's gone, and now we go to recharge. I love me some Empyrean action, but they don't have no shock rifle. You know what does? Recharge does.
Oh, man.
Shock rifle, camouflage, a little bit of disruptor. Don't forget about the repost. Plenty of the sandbox to be used here. Game number 3. Swing game. Will it be OpTic or FaZe?
Oddball recharge. Game number 3. Like you said, we are in the grand finals right now. OpTic, they need to win 2 best of 5s here. This one to reset the bracket, and another one. FaZe, they only need to win 2 more games, and they will secure the victory for this HCS Charlotte qualifier. Here we go with Renegade on the screen, a sniper in hand once again. He's right at home.
Renegade and the shock rifle, name a better duo here on Valentine's Day. Body shots 1, can't quite find the kill, so now OpTic able to overwhelm them, and that ball doesn't get played over toward the mid-map. OpTic Gaming just have to deal with 1 more player. Somehow Snakebite finds that ball randomly and chucks it out with his final life despite being 3 down. What a play.
That's a huge play. The ball's right at the bottom center of the map. Unfortunately, though, FaZe is not going to be really in a position to stop this. They're getting spawned, but they're getting staggered spawns. That means OpTic has a chance, and with all the kills from Lucid, really makes it easy for OpTic to rotate this ball freely. 2 down for FaZe, and Lucid, the only one down for OpTic.
Yeah, like you alluded to, I mean, no matter what the great play was, so despite being 3 down and playing that ball toward the mid-map, you have to follow it up by using that ball as bait. The spawning players weren't able to get in position fast enough, and now OpTic Gaming find themselves the kills, find themselves some ball time. FaZe once again forced to make a play here. APG running out of shock rifle ammo, might be running out of time here, but somehow takes down Renegade.
That's some great confidence out of APG, starting the game forward too. He's having a phenomenal series, by the way. It's really good to see out of him, but 3 go down for FaZe. And still Royal 2 trying to make a play with information that OpTic is weak. He wants to try and get these trades, but he only gets 1.
Slays do seem to go in favor of OpTic Gaming. Multiple members of FaZe are still find that avenue to push onto the H side, but a high IQ rotation out of Trippy and OpTic Gaming allow APG to follow it up with another big kill. More time being added on the board here, despite the fact that FaZe were able to create the break. Now they have to reset, and Formal gets himself a remote detonation. That's going to slow down FaZe just a little bit. Snakebite takes down 1, can't find himself 2. Frosty is trying to take down Lucid, looked a little bit confused there, trying to play his life, and somehow throughout all of that, OpTic rotate the ball once again. Trippy is still putting points on the board.
Yeah, that was a great trade by Trippy right there, the bait and switch. Unfortunately, the switch did not happen, but one thing that did happen is they get that ball time, and they've put 35 seconds on the board since that trade happened. So a beautiful job here by OpTic Gaming. They've now got a solidified pipe setup, and it's going to take a major break from FaZe to stop this time.
These ball rotations are winning OpTic the game right now. FaZe have now chased this ball away from gold into A, back into C, back to A. But now Renegade is done with this cat and mouse game, and now with the shock rifle trying to make some electrifying plays, finally steals that ball off of the cold dead bodies of OpTic Gaming. Can FaZe finally get on the board once again, because they're down by quite a bit. OpTic's objective efficiency here on oddball recharge is masterful.
Yeah, they've got to kill Trippy here, though. He gets a spawn on the C plat, which is going to be a problem. They do get him. But OpTic playing very aggressive. See if they can get this hold on this back side. APG the only one in position to potentially stop the play.
Down to one shot of Snakebite here, but Frosty still has his back. And with the camouflage, able to avoid all of that damage, even gets himself a huge kill. FaZe able to put some good time on the board. Frosty might have spotted Formal there, trying to cross here over toward the tower side. Renegade with that ball in hand. FaZe losing numbers left and right. They're going to be forced to play this ball. Frosty is getting overwhelmed. Multiple go down. Ball gets reset. Trippy tries to get in position, but he's going to be spotted.
That's what you got to do, right? That's what OpTic is doing so well. They wait for 2. They wait for a teammate to push through together, and now you got a 2v1 you got to deal with. And, you know, Frosty and Renegade are some insane individual players, but a 2v1 is not ideal, and they both go down. 79 seconds for OpTic, 54 for FaZe in round number 1.
Lucid able to put that green gun to work to make Renegade one shot, but can't quite find the kill. Trippy showing us the disruptor from long range, from downtown. And with that, the BR works just as well. Just like that, FaZe go 3 down. OpTic have come to play here. Just a few more seconds needed. Roll 2 gonna pad those stats just a bit, but can't get near the ball. Just like that, OpTic go up 1-0.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of the same right there, right? Snakebite and Roll 2 trying to do a 2-man push, but Roll 2 didn't have the angles, so Snakebite goes down early. Roll 2 is going to follow it up and go down as well, and OpTic close out the round with those 2 dead.
OpTic are clearly winning the Slays battle at the moment, and it's translating into that ball time as well. So not only have we seen that objective efficiency with their crazy rotations, but we're also seeing them slay out and hold on to these setups. FaZe are having trouble here on recharge. As I say that, Snakebite and Renegade working beautiful 1-2 combo there, so it's not much trouble anymore. They're starting to figure it out, but Renegade ends up going down. Frosty tries to clean up Formal, who refuses to be taken out, and just like that, APG and OpTic are gonna move that ball forward.
Yeah, OpTic's doing a really good job of isolating players. You know, they do that so very well, but the thing is they isolate players while cutting off the angles of the other members on FaZe, so just allows them to put so much damage across the map and just continue to get this ball time. And as you can see, once again, an isolated player in World 2 goes down. Frosty's going to take his own 1v1, and that's all you're really seeing is a lot of 1v1s. They've got to slow down the pace of this game and potentially take advantage of this damage that's been done, but they don't have the numbers to do so.
Snakebite somehow able to get out of dodge and get out of that situation alive, and now that turns into a flank. Easy damage onto Lucid. Now he's going to work onto multiple players, but his teammate in World 2 goes down in a bit of a 1v2. Still has the confidence to challenge one, has a bit of shields to work with, ends up putting APG down to one shot, almost gets the trade, but Renegade is here. Bouncing the green gun back, gets the finish of the kill. We know that OpTic want to get back involved, but we should see some early time here for Renegade. He passed that ball. He's like, I got some work to do. Hold this for me real quick.
Seeing reaction time like that just makes me really understand how old I am. I don't have reaction time like that anymore. That's absolutely insane to be able to repulse a green gun shot that fast, that close range. And they do just that though, but FaZe starting to get some time on the board. They're approaching 20 seconds. Got a lead here. Can they hold this setup onto pipes? World 2 has the shock. We've seen what he's able to do with this, and he gets a double.
Shock rifle in the hands of World 2. 3 down, go OpTic Gaming. The final player alive is Formal, and they know that he's behind enemy lines, so they're going to try to play this ball time while also trying to chase down this kill. Formal does an excellent job of playing his life and being a nuisance in the back base, but eventually Formal goes down. OpTic now starts to move in position. Trippy and Lucid working a bit of a 1-2 combo here on the goat side, finds a one-shot Renegade. That's going to be an easy kill for OpTic. That ball being left in no man's land, and with FaZe 3 down, OpTic gets some valuable time here.
Yeah, Renegade's not getting the best timing right now on some of his pushes. He's got to reevaluate that potentially. Very aggressive player, but sometimes the timing is a bit off. Like right there, Trippy gets a beautiful, perfect under Renegade right off a spawn, and he's trying to continue putting the damage in. 2 down for FaZe. They get the trades necessary. That is 3 dead. Frosty's got to get this kill though, and that ball will be played.
And that ball is played toward the mid. But Frosty once again has that shock rifle in hand. Every player in the lobby so dangerous with that shock rifle, especially this man on screen. Grapples that ball, already starts to move it over. Snakebite's probably going to take this from him here as he's going to put the shock rifle to work. He's pulling OpTic in over toward the gold side, but the BR doesn't finish off Trippy. Now one shot he goes. A stray grenade going to take him out. What once was a beautiful play by FaZe, now OpTic get pulled off the break here. Multiple down. A 1v1, and Renegade going to prioritize this active camouflage even above the ball.
Yeah, that's a huge play by Renegade. He can potentially make a break all on his own right now. This is what he loves to do, but he gets naded. He's got to wait a couple more seconds. Tries to get that clamber on the mid side of bottom. And that's what he's got to go for, right? Those 100% kills. Weak players, anyone that you know 100% you're going to get the kill on. That's how you get that value.
Ball onto the A side. That camouflage did run out, so Renegade is going to take this ball and allow World 2 to cook. And with this shock rifle, he might be frying up some Spartans here. Formal down to one shot, can't quite find the kill onto that one. There's a flanking player over toward the bottom side. Renegade having the wherewithal to drop ball and put damage. Lucid tries to get the cleanup, is able to do so, but he's going to be dealt with as well. Somehow Formal tries to get involved. It's a slaughter here. Bodies are in the floor. Drowning Pool would be proud.
Frosty unfortunately not able to get that very last trade, but FaZe have a sizable lead here with 1 minute and 30 seconds. Pay attention to the bottom of your screen. That ball is dropped. 1 minute and 30 seconds goes by. OpTic are going to be in trouble. And it's a question here as World 2 gets a beautiful triple. Will FaZe just play this time? But no, it looks like they're going to get some more ball time on the board, potentially finish off this round. We'll see if they're able to close it out.
We're gonna call him Rule 3 from now on after that triple kill. because that's exactly what FaZe needed to put some separation in the scoreboard here. Roll 2 takes down 2 with 1 grenade. Snakebite's able to deal with Lucid. Formal now realized that he has to make some kind of play over toward the mid-map. Frosty uncharacteristically like not able to deal with Formal, but luckily his team is up. They have his back. Moving on towards the end game here. And as of right now, FaZe still have that ball, but the play comes in. OpTic overwhelmed the A side, and great job to force the play ball, but look at how many points you're down by. I don't know if OpTic have it in them.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough with a minute left. I believe now at this point they can probably play for that time. It looks like they're just going to finish it off. 10 seconds is all they need. Why wait 54 seconds when you could just pick the ball up for 10? They'll do just that. We're going to a round number 3.
OpTic absolutely dominated that round 1, but round 2, FaZe are able to respond. And just to remind you guys at home, FaZe are the ones that come out throughout the winners bracket. So if they come out with that 3 wins, they're ending this tournament. OpTic still have the opportunity to force a bracket reset. This might be a long Valentine's Day.
Love the multitasking there by Frosty, throwing the nade right after he gets the first kill. Puts some damage on the second, cleans up the second as well, but a lot of numbers fall for FaZe. With the cross shot right there. Unfortunately, Renegade is not able to stay alive, and Formal does have the camo now. He's got Trippy to work with as well. Trippy takes his 1v1, and now Formal's job is to protect Trippy as he's no shield, but Frosty makes it through.
Going ghost.
Wow. He ate his carrots when he was a kid, didn't he? I don't know how he saw that one.
All I'm saying is that every time Formal has camouflage and he goes over towards that bat ledge, bad things happen. I'm just saying. Whether he has a sword, shock rifle, if you got camo, just don't go near the bat ledge. The PTSD needs to start kicking in there. You need to get away.
This time, I'm assuming he won't be checked, though, which can definitely hurt them. But OpTic playing really well. A lot of defense happening on this round number 3. You see the rotations, something we talked about. OpTic being so very good at rotating it towards A, but they're not paying attention. But Formal, not checked at all. He hits the beautiful shot, but it's not enough as 3 of his teammates fall. APG, the last alive.
And with OpTic Gaming going 3 down, FaZe now have the opportunity to put valuable ball time on the board. A 16-0 run so far. Renegade, shock rifle in hands, can use this active camouflage as bait. All of OpTic Gaming needs to be focused on Renegade because you can't allow him to go off. Trippy down to 1 shot again. Is going to go in after APG, who isn't having any part of that. Camouflage might have been swallowed up by Formal, but I'm not sure if he's able to get away.
He is. Gets away with the camo. Now looking to make a play with a shock rifle as well. He does spot Frosty. Frosty going to take the 1v1 confidently, but Formal does stay alive. Can he stay alive longer? No, they pinch him very aggressively. But at what cost? 3 go down, and Roll 2, the last player alive, is going to go down as well.
Despite the lead that FaZe have, OpTic do a great job of breaking that setup, and now they get the opportunity to move into their own. The gold side being locked down here by OpTic Gaming. Green wall have a green gun. A grapple to work with. Snakebite knows how important this first kill is. Lucid gets caught a bit in the open. They're going to deal with him. Formal down to 1 shot. Snakebite does damage onto multiple. Frosty now is going to squeeze in there. Him and Renegade chase down the 1-shot player. FaZe move that ball onto the gold side as they look to get back in, increase their lead once again. It's round number 3. There's no more chances.
Last week, I talked to Snakebite and I asked him, you know, what are you guys weak at? What do you guys need to improve on? And he said, well, we don't have the best breaks in the game. So we definitely are working on that. We're working on breaking setups more effectively. And right there, you saw a perfect break by this FaZe roster. And they're continuing to do so and continuing to rack on the time. 75 seconds and counting. They're trying to close out game number 2 right now.
And not only were they able to break that setup, but also even to survive a second round of slays. Now that ball is going, just time is just being drained here. OpTic Gaming, they need to make a play right here, right now. You're talking about just 5 more seconds. Renegade pushing up toward the gold side, able to deal with Trippy. That's going to be a killing spree. Nobody OpTic Gaming available. Renegade even coming out with the body disrespect. A little bit of teabags here, and something tells me OpTic don't like that flavor.
FaZe is up 2-1 in the grand finals. They need one more win and they will secure the HCS Charlotte qualifier. You saw the very 2 close games there, 250 to 231, with a massive comeback by FaZe. OpTic take that one, then FaZe take the next 2. Let's take a look at the stats, Tony. Renegade and Frosty and Royal 2 absolutely popping off. Snakebite once again taking that supportive role, setting up plays, playing that back line. This team just fits so well together.
The crazy thing to me, Tim, is that I think OpTic are playing well. Honestly, I think OpTic are playing good Halo. FaZe are just playing better.
Right.
It's crazy to me because time and time again, you see OpTic gets the breaks that they need. You see their setups be locked in. That ball rotation, again, he got it. That ball rotation with Trippy and OpTic from the gold side of the map to the A side, to the C side, back to the A side, back to the gold side. They were just playing with them in that round. That's good Halo. But no matter what, it feels like FaZe just always feel like they're in it. And they just say, just give us time. One slay, one kill, one push, one hold. And eventually FaZe come out on top. And just one game away from becoming your champions, taking them in back-to-back qualifiers. That could be a huge confidence boost leading into Charlotte.
One of the things about FaZe that I've noticed is they're just able to basically just run around and do what they want, essentially, right? You've got Roll 2, Frosty, and Renegade, 3 very incredible individual players, and I'm not taking anything away from the OpTic roster. They have obviously some incredible talent individually on that roster as well, but I think where OpTic thrives is in the team play, in the bait and switching, you know, and making sure that they've got cross angles on each other, and that's where that discipline, you know, has to come in. When they play discipline, it's nearly impossible to stop this OpTic roster. The thing is FaZe is just able to kind of run around and get those individual plays that kind of break setups initially, and then the rest just kind of push in and be aggressive as well. OpTic even had a few camos in that game as well that they weren't able to really make anything happen with, and I think that affected them too.
It's all about that firepower, man.
Yep.
All about that firepower, and FaZe are coming with it. And it's scary. Because the same way that you said the OpTic's bread and butter is that coordination, you know, FaZe got that coordination as well. So when they're playing with the firepower and they're willing to slow the game down, get into the defensive stances,
right? How
do you beat them?
Right.
OpTic better figure it out, because they have one more chance to do so. The streets of New Mombasa is where we go for potentially the final time. It's your grand finals. Will FaZe take that #1 seed going to Charlotte? Can OpTic come out with back-to-back wins to force the bracket reset? It starts here.
Here we go, King of the Hill on streets. There's one map I think OpTic could really come back and start the comeback of this series on. It is this one right here. It favors power weapon control and sandbox effectiveness, and that's all OpTic really is. And then it also kind of favors that structured setup. We'll see if FaZe's aggression can be stopped here as we get into this game number 4.
Renegade somehow has already made it towards the OpTic tower with that bulldog. OpTic already find himself 2 down, and now Trippy and APG being surrounded. Love the aggression by APG and Trippy to play over toward the B side to get that early time, but FaZe will not be phased, and they take over once again. No more rockets, but the Stalker rifle might be just as dangerous here in this situation. That first progression, that first early lead is going towards FaZe.
I love Trippy's positioning there to put damage in from the heaven, but 2 go down for OpTic. Make it 3 as Frosty is able to find that kill onto Lethal. I'm sorry, onto Lucid, and he gets another one onto Formal. Frosty's again. I just talked about this. Able to run around and do whatever he wants. A perfect and a killing spree out of him. That's 5-1 for Frosty to start this game, and FaZe is halfway through capping this first hill.
And Renegade puts the Bulldog to work immediately, but not able to find the kill. That's going to be devastating here for FaZe, allowing OpTic the opportunity to get control of the B side. Luckily, they have plenty of time. Slow the game down, get that first kill, then start to grind forward through it. That's exactly what Frosty is doing. You're seeing Renegade and Snake by pushing over toward the A side. Lucid ends up getting a double kill with the Sentinel Beam, and this push has been stopped. And now OpTic might just take the early lead on this progression, and they might just run away with it. FaZe, will they sacrifice this time?
And we'll see how they're able to break this. We talked about that being one of the weak points with Rockets coming up. It's very important that they do.
Killing spree.
2 kills on each side, but OpTic going to come out of the favor with this one. Snakebite trying to make something happen, but the overkill for Lucid. He gets Rockets as well, and that's going to be huge for this OpTic roster because, oh, wait a minute. He missed a rocket, and Renegade now with the Stalker and the Bulldog to work with. I'm sorry, the Stalker and the Rockets to work with.
FaZe simply waiting all the way down to the last second because prioritizing the Rockets, they knew if they grabbed that Rockets and had their timing just right, they could be able to push out and get OpTic off of the B side of the map. Now you see them hop out of the hill just for moments while they get those slays over toward the C side. Love that play by them, but it looks like they're still not able to take over the subway side. They're gonna allow OpTic to get into their setup. And now FaZe will have to break it. Stalker Rifle and Bulldog in the hands of Trippy. And clearly he knows what to do with it. Taking down one, works on the second. Frosty's now distracted, and that's going to allow Lucid to finish him off. 4 down, go FaZe. OpTic take control.
I love this regain by OpTic. That's got to be so mentally frustrating to miss a rocket like that and lose that first hill when you had full control, but they recover. They reset, recover, and now halfway through this second hill, but their first hill on the board. They get 2 down for FaZe, but are they able to capitalize on more?
OpTic getting very aggressive here. Meanwhile, all that hill time is being swallowed up. Somehow Snakebite and Renegade are able to break through. They split up immediately. Snakebite on the commando side and Renegade over towards Ivy. OpTic desperately trying to clear out the subway. Can't even hop in the hill for those final few seconds because they know that FaZe are around every corner. Shotty gonna be put to work. Lucid having no idea where he went, and that might cost them dearly because now OpTic are gonna have to force the break off a spawn.
Yeah, it's gonna cost them because Rockets are in the hands of Snakebite as well. Wait, he goes down there by Trippy. That's a huge kill by Trippy, but he gets traded out. 2 down for OpTic. They're very close to getting this hill. Unfortunately, Renegade's gonna YY too many times. He loses Rockets, but APG does waste 1, so not as damaging as it could be.
APG clearly angry at that wall. Gonna rocket it. That'll show him. OpTic Gaming now getting favorable spawns here. You have Lucid and APG on the Ivy side of the map. 2 down for FaZe. They find themselves the hill. The third one is gonna fall as well. OpTic just a few seconds away from taking it. A last-ditch effort by Frosty as he ends up going down. Should spawn up closer towards that next hill. Just like that, we're tied up at 1 apiece.
Hey, just watch how OpTic gets all their kills. There's so much teamwork involved, and that's what I really mean when I say that that's where they're strongest. They've just got to utilize that a bit more. 2 down for FaZe once again. They've got FaZe on a little bit of a spawn cycle. They're going to potentially push these 2 stagger spawns right here. And as you can see, FaZe is separated. They killed 2. The rest are at Red Room. They're going to push onto those guys and potentially push onto the next spawn as well. This is taking control of spawns, and this is what OpTic does so well.
What a play by OpTic Gaming. The entire A side of the map has been wiped, and now FaZe is spawning all the way toward the opposite side. Snakebite tries to find some early damage onto the purple. The only thing that catches a beautifully placed grenade by Trippy. Once again, FaZe getting put back on the respawn screen. Rocket launcher coming up. Trippy puts the shotty to the body of Royal 2. Royal 2 pump there as he's introduced back to the kill feed. OpTic should be able to grab this rocket launcher, but FaZe are spawning and nobody in position.
One rocket is going to narrowly miss. It does hit the target, bringing Frosty down to no shields, but he'll get those back in about 2 seconds or so. Looks like he has it back already. The second one's not going to do nothing. Renegade's going to get his kill. The trades are back and forth, but OpTic on the bad end of this one, as they're 3 down with Formal being the last man alive. Formal's in a position to get a huge kill right now. Can he do it? Yes, he can. But the trade does come through, and that means that FaZe get the spawns on PD.
The Bulldog and Thrust, normally a powerful combination, but Formal. Shots too tight, shots too good. Snakebite heads up hitting the black screen, and with that, it looks like OpTic are gonna go up 2-1. This next hill, if OpTic win it and we go to that bottom mid-side hill with a 3-1 advantage, that's gonna be game over. OpTic are just gonna play 2 minutes or a minute or whatever is left of pure Slayer. FaZe need to win this hill.
They've got to be aggressive here, FaZe. Really starting to fall into the traps of OpTic right now. Like I said before, being isolated. There is an isolated player right there in Renegade, an isolated player in Royal 2 and Snakebite, and Frosty in the middle of the map gets a double. All 4 dead for OpTic out of nowhere. I didn't even see that happen. Frosty, he makes it happen, but the back A spawns are going to be favorable. Frosty's got to play his life here. He's got the Bulldog in hand. This is a huge weapon to have, but he challenges. And that means Formal has that Bulldog to utilize to potentially get these rockets with 3 dead for FaZe.
OpTic normally a phenomenal King of the Hill team, but so far this year they've struggled. A 5-6 record so far in this year. But it looks like OpTic Gaming are starting to figure it out. Right when it matters most, a 3-1 advantage in favor of OpTic Gaming going towards that bottom mid side. There's only a minute 20 seconds on the clock. OpTic, if they want, they don't have to step foot in this hill. They can use it as bait and just simply play keep away. This is the hardest hill to capture in Halo Infinite.
Yeah, but when you got Slayers like FaZe has, it becomes really difficult. The double from Royal 2, but it's not going to be enough. 3 down for OpTic. Trippy is still alive on that back C side. I love the overextension there by Frosty. That's going to block the spawns, but the PD spawns will come out because of that.
Stalker rifle in the hands of Renegade. Immediately puts it to work, down to 1 shot. 2 players go. Royal 2 has to come with the cleanups, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Out of ammo. Snakebite making a great play with that drop one. Formal decides he wants to try to get out and finds the exit. Sadly, Frosty was already covering that. Frosty covering the subway side as FaZe finally find this hill. Multiple members of OpTic go up. Can they get FaZe out of the bottom mid?
Well, right now, Frosty's in the best position possible. Controlling bottom tram on this center hill is the most important place to be. But you see the rest of FaZe kind of running around trying to get these slays, and they're being stopped right now. 3 dead for FaZe. If Frosty goes down here, this is going to be an issue. Ends up staying alive, but I think it'll be too oh my goodness gracious, he gets the perfect out of APG.
But FaZe are running out of time. Just 33 seconds to not only capture the rest of this bottom mid hill, but you also have to capture the B Street hill as well. FaZe are making plays, but they have to put it together, and as of right now, nobody in the hill. Formal the first one to go down. Frosty trying to put in shots with the Stalker. He knows he has to get in there and do as much damage as possible. He will trade out his life. FaZe are now making desperate attempts towards the zone here. Rockets in the hand of Snakebite. I believe Renegade has that Bulldog. Trippy coming out of nowhere with the Stalker rifle. He's going to be chased away. Just 17 seconds, but they're in that zone. That clock will be stopped as long as they are. FaZe take that zone, but they need to work onto the B side as well. Your job is not done.
Yeah, it's these next couple kills that are going to matter the most, but unfortunately, Frosty does go down. FaZe is in the hill right now. They might get that red room spawn. They do on one of the players, but Frosty's going to be the staggered player. OpTic have to watch out for him because he's going to get a beautiful spawn potentially on Tram. The defense is real strong by FaZe right now. They're a quarter of the way there, but will it be enough? Roll 2 goes down really early. That means they get 2. They're going to go for more. As Renegade with a beautiful trade, but will it be enough?
It might be. OpTic somehow end up going 3 down. FaZe end up in this hill right in the nick of time. All OpTic have to do is just get him out of the hill for just 1 more second, but it looks like it may not come. It's a 2v2 situation. Nades are starting to go in. Renegade is taking the pivot against APG. There's 1 more player in the hill. That's gonna be Trippy, and Trippy makes a play. Double kill. 3-2 win. OpTic Gaming send us to a game 5.
Guess what, Tony? Guess what? It's a thing when we cast, man. It's just a thing when we cast. We're going to a game 5. OpTic Gaming versus FaZe. What an incredible victory there by OpTic at the very end. FaZe trying to scrape their way through and get that 3rd hill, but it just wasn't enough. So many rockets being missed by OpTic, but it didn't matter because the teamwork was strong at the very end. Game 5 is up next.
It's so crazy to me. FaZe did a phenomenal job of taking that bottom mid hill, which, like I said, is the hardest hill to take here in Halo Infinite, and they were able to do it. But the problem was by the time they did, 17 seconds is all they had to capture an entire hill. OpTic only had to keep FaZe out for 17 seconds, and although it was close, eventually the numbers were just stacked against them. That was a beautiful overkill by Lucid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
we had to
thing.
watch that just a couple of times there.
That was nice.
But well played by OpTic.
I really thought Renegade had that fight against Trippy right there. I didn't think Renegade's teammate was going to die so quick. I thought he would have had enough time to put another couple shots in, but what a good ending by FaZe to try and just scrap their way through. And what a perfect job by OpTic to close it out. Here we go, guys. Game number 5 in the grand finals. This is a must win for each team. OpTic, if they win, we're going to a grand finals reset, another best of 5. If FaZe win, they will be first in your HCS Charlotte Qualifier.
Will we see that bracket reset? OpTic so far been looking good over toward the latter half of this series, and so far looking good in this early game, an early lead, and Formal with this sniper rifle on live fire, baiting out that overshield. The trade happens on screen, and nobody on OpTic in position to grab that overshield. Formal continues to put down damage. Sniper rifle to the BR. Trippy can't quite grab it, so it looks like FaZe will steal the overshield. Formal still has that sniper rifle. Will it be enough?
Overshield goes behind the pillar there, out of the line of sight of Formal. That's definitely some luck for FaZe. We've seen Formal on this top tower so many times with his sniper in hand. We know what he's capable of. He got controller player of the year for a reason. This is up to him right here to get those opening picks. 2 go down for FaZe, so still an advantage for OpTic by 2 kills.
That sniper rifle will end up going down. Formal does a bit of damage with it, but it looks like the rest of FaZe wanted. Trippy looked like he tried to throw that sniper rifle off of the map, but somehow OpTic and the spawning players on the green side should be able to use that as bait. They are fighting, and Formal taking down Snakebite can be huge. World 2 gonna slow the game down. Manning the tower side, gets a couple of shots onto Lucid, but not gonna overextend here. Love that Royal 2 recognized he doesn't have his teammates, so slows it down just a bit. Well played.
Yeah, good call by the observers to go on to Lucid. He's starting off 5-2 already. He wanted that snipe. Oh my goodness, a great play right there. Baiting Royal 2 to get the positioning. Renegade gets that kill. 2 down for OpTic momentarily. A tie game now, 13-13.
A fun little stat provided by Snow Stats is that we've seen 5 game 5s here today. At 35.71% of matches have gone to a game 5, which is the highest percentage over any single day in Halo Infinite.
Wow.
And you know us Halo fans, we love us some game 5s. 16-14 lead in favor of FaZe. Frosty somehow still alive. OpTic looking to make a play here. Close game. And sniper rifle is indeed coming up.
I do like the play by Frosty to drop, though. He didn't have really positioning. He knew that there was a player. That's formal on that C plat. Great dodge of the nades here, but will it be enough? Gets help from Snakebite. That's what we got to see a little more of, right? Those 1v1s are good, but Snakebite being in the back line there can put a lot of damage into the players that are being 1v1. Killing spree for World 2. Just starting to heat up as well. 9 and 4 for him.
3 down go FaZe. OpTic may be down as far as the scoreboard goes, but this is their opportunity to punish the spawning players, and you still have a sniper rifle in the back pocket. 5 bullets to work with here for Lucid. He knows the Snakebite is over on the green side, but can't quite find the angle he's looking for. Anticipates that Frosty pushes up toward the tower side, but can't connect. These missed shots are going to start to cost Lucid, and OpTic is now going to be forced to go over toward the bottom mid, fight for this overshield. FaZe are trying to get in position, use it as bait. The body shot connects, challenging Snakebite. Eventually, the one-shot Lucid goes down, but what happened to the OS?
I believe OS is still up, so World 2 trying to get that win. Lucid's going to get a split spawn. No, Trippy has the OS. This is really, really big, but they get that initial damage on him, and they don't take any. That's really huge for FaZe in this scenario. Here comes the flank and the pinch. Trippy does a really good job of being aware. I believe he does know there's a guy inside of green, right? I don't know, but Renegade comes out, takes a lot of attention through. That OS is null and void. And 3 down for FaZe. Was that a good trade? Yes, I would say so. 25 to 23, OpTic take the lead.
Just yesterday, we saw a bracket reset in the grand finals with OpTic taking the lead. It may just happen again. Switching gears over towards Frosty. He's gonna push over toward the sandbag side. Trippy over on the green. 3 members of OpTic onto the C side, so Trippy wraps all the way around the map back over towards him. There's really no advantageous way for him to play a 1v3, play a 1v4. So he's gonna get back toward the arms of his teammates here as OpTic Gaming looks to slow the game down. Snakebite looks to stay alive.
Good live by Snakebite, but it's not going to last very long. He's being pinched by multiple players here. All 4 dead for FaZe, and OpTic is beginning to play like OpTic, picking apart this FaZe aggression like they do best.
OpTic not even going to try to force the spawn traps, really giving FaZe free real estate to spawn up. Frosty somehow splitting out away from the rest of his team onto green. If OpTic get aware of this, they may get aggressive off the screen. Looks like FOMO and Snakebite are gonna trade out. Lucid does find out that Frosty's by himself, so he gets right in there, and now FaZe are getting cycled at the moment. OpTic are now putting in the work. Trippy finds himself yet another kill. World 2 by himself onto the cuts to try to defend this overshield. The heat wave does take down 1, but it's not gonna be enough. OpTic have now snatched up this overshield. It does end up being popped. Trippy should be able to get it. This is bad for FaZe. We might be going to a game 5 if this continues.
34 to 29. They get his OS all the way down, and they get the kill onto him as well. It's only a 4-kill game here, and Frosty with a sniper in hand. This is the man. I'm telling you right now, this is the man to do it. It's the potential of this lead being shrunk. It is Frosty on the top of tower. You'll see FaZe start to play slow, wait for a pick, and then push.
I'm gonna agree with you 100%. If FaZe are gonna take this lead once again, it's gonna be on the backs of that sniper rifle. Whether it's the headshots or the body shots, Renegade already got into position on the sandbag side, and I don't think OpTic know about it.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're having a dance party. Tony, you didn't get the memo? What's going on here?
Okay, all right.
Where's the disco ball? Lucid's the disco ball. Look at him. Look at those skins, man. Those are nice, huh? The championship whites.
Bold move by OpTic. And it looks like they're going to crouch walk.
There it is.
All the way toward the bottom mid side. FaZe have successfully been able to collapse onto the A side of the map, but OpTic can now flip the entire map on them. Formal in front of the Overshield side gets caught by himself. World 2 gets the kill here, and Overshield coming up in 11 seconds. Frosty moves into position, can't quite find the body shot, but the BR should be able to put him down to 1 shot. Snakebite cleans that up, and now this Overshield Snakebite has to get it here.
Oh, that was such a great, great reaction by FaZe, right? They get OS because of that. The lead is shrunk to 3. And now it's the balls in FaZe's court. What will they do with it again? See OpTic all on C plat there. I honestly thought the way OpTic was playing that someone lagged out. I'm not going to lie. That was not the case. 33 to 36. OpTic holding hands as it is Valentine's Day. Trying to make something happen and potentially trying to close this game out. 3 minutes and 23 seconds remaining.
Clearly, you didn't read OpTic's playbook. That was right in there. Crouch bottom mid and walk across the entire map. But did they account for the double kill coming out of Snakebite? The 4 down now coming out of FaZe? Whatever this plan is, they need to toss it immediately. Rip this page out, burn it, eat it, get it out.
That's got to affect the mental, right? The same play call made twice. FaZe read it once again. And a great job by Frosty to back up. He's got the sniper rifle to work with. FaZe take the lead for the very first time in this game. Can they extend that lead, though?
As many nades have been thrown here by OpTic Gaming to try to deny access toward that sandbags, they better not throw this game. Sniper rifle in the hands of Frosty.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
Not many times do we see a sniper on sniper battle here on live fire, but it's happening. And my favorite battle in this game is the counter snipe, and that's exactly what I want to see. It's Trippy versus Frosty here. And with that overshield coming up, neither team is going to be allowed to just camp in their corner. These snipers are going to run this overshield. This is the most important overshield in the game.
That's good. They got to be careful, though. Renegade just took a lot of damage. OpTic acting off of it. You see, they going top center. Trippy's got a full snipe. Frosty's only got 2 bullets. The focus right now on Trippy. He spots 1. A trade comes out. 2 go down for OpTic. Lucid trying to get a 3rd roll. 2's going to get the kill. He's 14-8 in this game. 41 to 38. FaZe have a 3-kill lead, and they're trying to extend it. But APG has the overshield making plays, but he goes down.
World 2 gets an incredible stick. And just like that, FaZe have a 3-kill lead. OpTic Gaming now spawning over toward the green side. They're going to push over towards A. God help me if they start crouching towards bottom mid. I'm going to freak out. But Trippy has the command, though.
There's no way they do that again, right? I mean,
3 times the charm.
I mean, I'm stupid enough to try things a million times, even if they don't work, but we're talking about OpTic Gaming here. A 3-kill lead for FaZe, though. They've got to make something happen. Renegade. He's got Trippy's snipe. The snipe Trippy just had in his hands. Could this be it? Lucid gets a kill. Renegade looking for an angle here. The push will come out. He knows it. He's ready for it. He gets Lucid. Maintaining a 3-kill lead is Renegade. 1 down for OpTic.
Easy body shots coming out of Renegade. Even has the heat wave to work with it. Gets that kill, backs over toward the top mid side. OpTic are trying to guess where Renegade is moving, but he constantly is switching locations. Lucid off a screen gets himself a huge kill, but the cleanup comes in easy. Now we're just talking about 5 more kills needed here for FaZe. OpTic are in trouble.
OpTic's doing a really good job, though, of trading kills when necessary. It's a 2-kill game now, but 10 seconds left. Tony is counting down 7 seconds. OpTic have to make a move right now.
And that's it.
That's it. That's all. It's over. Just like that, Tony. FaZe are gonna be the winners of your Charlotte HCS qualifier with a nail-biting game number 5. We will not be going to a reset, and FaZe clutching it up when necessary. Oh my word. Just like that.
OpTic simply running out of time. Time is a commodity that you simply cannot waste. It's crazy to me that we tried that strat twice.
Yeah.
OpTic tried that strategy twice, and let me tell you, if it works, they're looking like absolute geniuses. But the fact that 2 times it failed, I remember not too long ago, it was E United that pulled off a very similar strategy, but instead of crouching, they sprinted over towards bottom mid to get behind FaZe, obviously the older FaZe roster, and it worked for them. They flipped the map, they got the C side, ended up winning a very tight Slayer, but FaZe anticipating it well. And you're seeing it here. Lucid goes in for the challenge. Well played. But notice how nobody gets in position to help him at this point. FaZe like, great, take one. We're still up by 2.
Right, they were spread out. That's the thing. And honestly, if you think about that play, right, you have all players inside of A. It potentially works. If one player pushes big door, you have 4 BRs looking at him. That's a quick melt. So honestly, like, I mean, I would have been caught. I mean, it's me, but I would have been caught off guard. It's one of those things you just don't expect. But the fact that they weren't able to go bottom center and then catch Frosty quick enough on that first attempt is the reason that it didn't work. Frosty got away. They were able to react so very fast. OpTic played a very, very solid series here, but FaZe come out on top. A 46-45 game number 5, Tony. I haven't seen that in a long time, let me tell you.
And just like that, FaZe go back to back here in these qualifiers. Going into Charlotte, they will be the number 1 seed, and OpTic gonna have to hit the drawing board.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a lot of film review. I'm expecting a lot of scrims, a lot of hard work, and I can only imagine that going into Charlotte, this will be a much different OpTic gaming squad than we saw here today. But we can say the same thing for FaZe, because a new addition in Renegade, they're still acclimating him to the system. They're still trying to figure out exactly the way they want to run things around Renegade.
Right.
This FaZe team is going to get just as good as OpTic. The same way that OpTic going to get better going into Charlotte is the same thing you can say with FaZe. I can't wait to see these two duke it out on lane.